Hello, students. So today we are going to discuss with the next topic, which is one of the parts of the topic of transfer of ownership. In this, we are going to cover today the contracts by sea route. Three kinds of contracts by sea route are covered here. So we'll be learning about those three one by one. The first one is CIF contract. CIF here stands for cost, insurance and freight. So sometimes the buyer, when he's getting the goods from far off places, mostly from abroad, in that case they get the goods delivered through sea route, and in that case they have options to have different kinds of contract. They can have a CIF contract, or secondly they can have an option of FOB contract or an ex-ship contract. So first, CIF contract is a contract wherein the terms of the contract allow that the price which will be charged by the seller, that will include the cost of the goods, the insurance charges for insurance in transit, and the freight expenses, that means cost of transportation. So in this case, this entire price has to be paid by the buyer, and the invoice made by the seller will include all three components of this cost. So in this case, the price is already agreed to be inclusive of all these three elements, and because it is a contract, CIF contract, so we also say that this is a contract for the sale of insured goods, and this contract has to be performed by the seller by delivering the documents of these goods, the shipping documents or invoice, bill, etc. So these documents are to be delivered by the seller to the buyer through a banker or through any other intermediary, and that makes the performance of the contract complete on the part of the seller. Now these documents, they can be sent to the buyer, as I told you, through a bank, etc. In that case, buyer, to take possession of these documents of title, will have to pay the price to the bank first, and when he pays the price and he gets the document, then later on when the goods will arrive at the port of destination, he will be able to get the goods, delivery of the goods, because he'll be able to show the documents of title. And what about the property transfer or the transfer of ownership of goods in this case? So it is said that in CIF contract, the moment the goods are shipped, the property in the goods or the ownership of the goods gets transferred in the name of buyer immediately. That means goods have not arrived, goods have not reached, even documents of title have not reached the hands of buyer, but the moment goods are shipped, the ownership falls on the buyer now, unless the seller has reserved any right of disposal. In some exceptional cases, seller may make a clause in the agreement that the ownership will not get transferred unless the buyer pays for the price, or unless the buyer makes any other arrangement for the payment of price. So that is said to be reserving the right of disposal. So in case such kind of reserving of right of disposal has been done by the seller, then buyer will get ownership right only then, and not just at the time of shipment of the goods. So in this case, there are certain new aspects also which you have to consider. Generally, the CIF contracts are sale by description. So the buyer has given certain description, the goods have arrived, and when he gets the custody of the goods, he will inspect the goods. So it is possible that he does not find goods matching with the description that he gave. So he has right to reject the goods, even if the ownership has already got transferred, but because it is a breach by seller, breach as to a condition of sale by description, so he has every right to reject the goods and to claim damages, etc. So under any kind of contract of CIF, insurance of goods, I have told you, insurance will be got done by the seller himself, but charges will be borne by the buyer ultimately. Transfer of ownership, I have told you, will take place the moment the goods are shipped. Now seller and buyer also, they are under certain duties under CIF contract. Seller seller's duty is that he has to make a proper invoice of the goods sold, mentioning all the components of cost, CIF. Then he has to ship the goods at the port of shipment. Then he also has to get a contract done with the officials. So that contract is said to be contract of affreightment. That means for the transportation of goods from the port of shipment to the port of destination of the buyer, he has to procure a contract of affreightment. Then seller has also a duty to get proper insurance of the goods done, so that the goods are under insurance cover in transit. Because in sea route, the risk of loss of goods is huge compared to the other routes of transportation. So insurance is a must. So normally people try to get a CIF contract in case of sea route shipments. Then seller also has a duty that he has to forward the documents of title, the shipping documents, the invoice, etc. to the buyer on time, so that before the goods reach the port of destination, the shipping documents are there in the hands of the buyer, and then only he will be able to collect the goods. In case any of these duties which I explained, they are not properly managed by the seller or not performed by the seller, then buyer has every right to repudiate or to cancel the contract. Then buyer also has certain duties under this contract. So that is, he is supposed to take the custody of the documents from the bank and to pay the price to the bank also. But there may be a clause in the agreement that the seller and the buyer, they have agreed that buyer will be given a credit period for payment. So in that case, he won't be making any payment to bank, but still he will be accepting a bill of exchange in the custody of the banker. Then only bank will be giving you the shipping documents. Thirdly, it is also possible that the agreement states that to get the shipping documents from the bank or from any other intermediary, the buyer should issue a letter of credit in the name of the seller. So in that case, buyer will get a letter of credit from his banker and then hand it over to the banker of the seller, and then he again, without payment, he can get the shipping documents or documents of title of the goods. And regarding the taxes or the duties, there is custom duty, export duty and import duty. So in CIF contract, export duty will be borne by the seller himself. But in case in your country there is some import duty also on the goods that you are importing, that duty will have to be paid by the buyer. So this was about the CIF contract. Now coming to the FOB contract. In case of FOB contract, FOB stands for free on board. In case of FOB contracts, the seller has only one duty, that he has to put the goods on board a ship and then inform the buyer about the same. So normally the ship is already specified or discussed between the parties, or if not discussed already, then seller has to inform the buyer as to through which ship he is shipping the goods. So seller's duty ends when he puts the goods on the ship at his own expense for carriage to the buyer. Thereafter, the contract of affreightment, the in-transit insurance, all these tasks in this case will be performed by the buyer only. That means all the expenses in transit, be it freight charges or insurance in transit, they will be borne by the buyer only. So that means invoice will only include the cost of the goods and the expenses, loading, unloading expenses up to the board of the ship. Then on the duty of the seller is that he has to inform on time to the buyer that I am sending these goods or I have sent these goods to that ship on this date, etc. So that enables the buyer to take a timely insurance policy to cover his risk during the sea transit. And in case seller fails to do that, then all the loss of goods, if so happen, will be falling on the seller. But in case the buyer has been informed, it is buyer's discretion whether he wants to get an insurance policy done or not. So to cover his own risk, buyer may go for insurance policy for the transit of the goods. So what about transfer of ownership in this situation? So transfer of ownership of the goods will take place immediately when the goods are put on board the ship. That means in transit, the goods belong to the buyer. So that is why it is buyer's intention, discretion, whether he wants his own goods to be insured or not. So that means in this case, the goods will be handed over to the shipper, and then buyer has to take the custody of the goods himself. And all the expenses are to be borne by the buyer only. The third case is ex-ship contract. Ex-ship contract is a contract in which seller's goods have already arrived at the port of destination. In transit or during transit, the goods were under the ownership of the seller. So insurance or freight or contract of affreightment, all these matters, they were to be done by the seller for himself only. Buyer was not in the picture. And when the goods have arrived at the port of destination, then the buyer has to take delivery of the goods. So ex-ship are when the goods have reached the port of destination. So that means on the way, the goods were under the ownership and therefore under the risk of seller only. So it is seller's discretion whether he wanted to have insurance cover or not. So it is seller's duty to get his goods insured for his own coverage of risk. So transfer of ownership in case of ex-ship contract. The transfer of ownership in case of ex-ship contract will happen the moment goods are delivered actually at the port of destination. So that is all about these three kinds of contracts, and you may find such questions in 5 marks short note. Thank you.